Yo, man, so I did a video the other day covering just hilarious going back and forth the trans community, but in my comment section I seen one of the homies, Jawan. He said this right here. He said aliens been landing all through the country, government been hiding it, coke in the White House, girls coming up missing, Carly lied about kidnapping, and y'all arguing about trans people. And I'm like, see, I cover Carly, you know, I cover some people being missing and shit. I ain't covered the coke in the White House, but then the very first thing the nigga said, aliens been landing all through the country. I'm like, what? So I read it, but then I went to sleep. I woke up, first thing I see on Twitter is this shit right here. Former U.S. intelligence official David Grush says under oath that the U.S. government is in possession of UFOs and non-human bodies. And I ain't talking about goddamn, you know, other animals. They talking about extraterrestrial bodies and motherfucking shit. What the hell is going on, and why they ain't telling us about this shit? Then I had some more conversation about it. I'm gonna get into that, but let's catch up on what the hell going on, because Juwan got a point. We got to be on point with everything that's going on in the goddamn culture. Smash the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, man. Let's see what they talking about.
Extraterrestrials.
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
Okay, I can't ask when you think this occurred. If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries, yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
And was this documentary evidence, this video, photos, eyewitness? Like, how would that be determined?
The specific documentation I would have to talk to you in a skiff about.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, so, and you may or may not be able to answer my last question, and maybe we get into a skiff at the next hearing that we have, but who in the government, either what agency, sub-agency, what contractors, who should be called into the next hearing about UAPs, either in a public setting or even in a private setting? And you probably can't name names, but what agencies or organizations, contractors, et cetera, do we need to call in to get these questions answered, whether it's about funding, what programs are happening, and what's out there?
I can give you a specific cooperative and hostile witness list of specific individuals that were in those.
And how soon can we get that list?
I'm happy to provide that to you after the hearing.
Super, thank you.
Bring their ass in. Bring them in. We need to know the fuck going on, bro. Bring them in, dog. All right, so David Grush says he has multiple colleagues who have been harmed by UAPs and from people within the government. What I personally witnessed is very disturbing. So before we look this up, I want to know what this acronym means. You guys may know, but I don't know, man. I've been like my dog Jawan said, I be focused on the most stupidest shit. I need to know what UAP mean, the acronym, dog. Unidentified aerial phenomena. Okay, so that I'm used to UFO. I'm used to UFO. UAPs is something different. So unidentified aerial phenomena. Let's get back to see what the hell they talking about, bro. What the fuck is going on? But comment down below. Do you really care? Do you want to know? We can get to that later. But do you? If there's some shit going on with these aliens, do you want to know, or do you want to just live in an ignorant bliss?
Point you had said that there has been harmful activity or aggressive activity. Has any of the activity been aggressive, been hostile in your reports?
I know of multiple colleagues of mine that got physically injured, and the activity. And I got
by UAPs or by people within the federal government?
Both.
Okay,
yeah.
So there has been activity by alien or non-human technology and or beings that has caused harm to humans.
I can't get into the specifics in an open environment, but at least the activity that I personally witnessed, and I have to be very careful here because they tell you never to acknowledge tradecraft, right? So what I personally witnessed myself and my wife was very disturbing.
My question would have been like, did the niggas fight back? Did they pitch the bitch? You get harmed by the UAP. Were you able to retaliate? Were you successful? That's what I would want to know, nigga. Could we do some shit to these motherfuckers? That's what I want to know, man. Did they fight back? Did they harm them back, nigga? I guess some of them dead, but how did they die? Did they crash and die? Like, these are questions that I need to be answered, man. God damn. Like, all right, so this is a long one. Commander David Fraver's opening statement where he talks about a tic-tac ship with no wings that could stop mid-air and travel 60 miles in less than a minute. This is about 5 minutes. So this is crazy. This is crazy. Let's watch this. My mind is fucking blown. Like, let me know what y'all saying in the comment section. We can talk about more about my personal thoughts, but let's continue watching, man.
Congressmen, Congresswomen.
Turn this up.
I want to first thank you for the invitation to speak to the committee on the UAP topic that's been in the news for the past 6 years and seems to be continuing to gain momentum. As you know, my name is David Fraver. I'm a retired commander in the United States Navy. In 2004, I was a commanding officer of Strike Fighter Squadron 41, the world-famous Black Aces. We were attached to Carrier Wing 11, stationed on board the USS Nimitz, and had begun a 2-month workup cycle off the coast of California. On this day, we were scheduled for a 2v2 air-to-air training with the USS Princeton as our control. When we launched off Nimitz, my wingman was joining up. We were told that the training was going to be suspended and we were going to proceed with real-world tasking. As we proceeded to the west, the air controller was counting down the range to an object that we were going to, and we were unaware of what we were going to see when we arrived. The controller had told us that these objects had been observed for over 2 weeks, coming down from over 80,000 feet, rapidly descending to 20,000 feet, hanging out for hours, and then going straight back up. For those who don't realize, above 80,000 feet is space. We arrived at the location at approximately 20,000 feet, and the controller called merge plot, which means that our radar blip was now in the same resolution cell as the contact. As we looked around, we noticed that we saw some whitewater off our right side. It's important to note that the weather on this day was as close to perfect as you could ask for off the coast of San Diego. Clear skies, light winds, calm seas, no whitecaps from waves. So the whitewater stood out in a large blue ocean. All 4 of us, because we were in F-18Fs, so we had pilots and Wizzo in the back seat, looked down and saw a white tic-tac object with a longitudinal axis pointing north-south and moving very abruptly over the water like a ping pong ball. There were no rotors, no rotor wash, or any sign of visible control surfaces like wings. As we started clockwise towards the object, my Wizzo and I decided to go down and take a closer look with the other aircraft staying in high cover to observe both us and the tic-tac. We proceeded around the circle about 90 degrees from the start of our descent, and the object suddenly shifted its longitudinal axis, aligned it with my aircraft, and began to climb. We continued down another 270 degrees, nose low, where the tic-tac, or we considered 270 degrees to where, and we went nose low to where the tic-tac would have been. Our altitude at this point was about 15,000 feet, and the tic-tac was about 12,000. As we pulled nose onto the object, within about a half mile of it, it rapidly accelerated in front of us and disappeared. Our wingmen, roughly 8,000 feet above us, lost contact also. We immediately turned back to see where the whitewater was at, and it was gone also. So as we started to turn back towards the east, the controller came up and said, "Sir, you're not going to believe this, but that thing is at your cat point, roughly 60 miles away in less than a minute. You can calculate the speed." We returned to Nimitz. We were taking off our gear. We were talking to one of my crews that was getting ready to launch. We mentioned it to them, and they went out and luckily got the video that you see, that 90-second video. What you don't see is the radar tape that was never released, and we don't know where it's at, of the active jamming that the object put on an APG-73 radar, and I can get into modes later if you're interested. What is shocking to us is that the incident was never investigated. None of my crew were ever questioned. Tapes were never taken, and after a couple days, it turned into a great story with friends. It wasn't until 2009 till Jay Stratton had contacted me to investigate. Unbeknownst to all, he was part of the ATIP program in the Pentagon led by Lou Elizondo.
Listen, they didn't investigate because they already knew about that shit. They already know. That's why they didn't investigate. You're telling them about some shit they already know. And you probably shouldn't have figured it out before they was able to let you know that they know. Because they're not ready for us to know for whatever reason. They knew. They knew. Somebody just got a little too curious. But they knew.
And there was an official report that came out that's now on the internet. Years later, I was contacted by the other pilot, Alex Dietrich, and asked if I'd been contacted, and I said no, but I'm willing to talk. I was contacted by Mr. Elizondo, and we talked for a short period of time, and he said we'd be in contact. A few weeks after that, I was made aware that Lou had left the Pentagon in protest and joined forces with Tom DeLonge, Chris Mellon, Steve Justice, and others to form Two Stars Academy, an organization that pressed the issue with leading industry experts and U.S. government officials. They worked with Leslie Kean, who is present today, Ralph Blumenthal, and Helene Cooper to publish the articles in the New York Times 2017 New York Times, and it removed the stigma on the topic of UFOs, which is why we're here today. Those are
Pause this shit, bro. Look at these people in the background, dog. This nigga here, he been stressing out. He been stressing out, but this woman is happy for whatever reason. I think she one of them folks. She one of them things, man. She too happy about this shit.
These articles open the door for the government and public that cannot be closed. It has led to an interest from our elected officials who are not focused on little green men, but figuring out where these craft are, where they from, the technology they possess, how do they operate. It also led to the Whistleblower Protection Act and the NDAA. There are multiple witnesses coming forward to say that have firsthand knowledge, and Mr. Grush just covered that. What concerns me is that there's no oversight from our elected officials on anything associated with our government processing or working on craft. Believe it not from this world. This issue is not a full public disclosure that could undermine national security, but it is about ensuring that our system of checks and balances works across all work done in the government using taxpayer funds. Relative to government programs, even unacknowledged wave programs have some level of oversight by the appropriate committee members in the House and Senate, and this work that is said to be occurring from whistleblower testimonies should not be exempt. In closing, I would like to say that the Tic Tac object we engaged in 2004 was far superior to anything that we had on time, have today, or are looking to develop in the next 10 years. If we in fact have programs that possess this technology, it needs to have oversight from those people that the citizens of this great country elected in office to represent what is best for the United States and best for the citizens. I thank you for your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, buddy directly behind him, buddy stressed out. He is stressed out, bruh. This woman ain't got a care in the world, but this nigga, yeah, he's stressed out, bruh. Listen, it's another chick that I seen about they showing the other angle. She about to break down in tears. Like her right here, she don't want to be hearing none of this shit. Him, he's scared as hell too. Oh man, bro, this shit crazy, dog. Like what? Damn. Now I was thinking, I was having a conversation earlier about this whole situation. Like, what would you want to do if you right now? Do you want to know about all this? You must want to, since you watched to this point in the video and you clicked on this video. You must want to understand what the hell is going on. But at the same damn time, I was like, I've come to a point in my life that I've accepted my reality and what's all the possible fears out there. So I'm pretty much cool. I don't know if I want to accept more things to be worried about and have new sensations to be aware of in this world. Like if I hear something at nighttime, I more than likely know what it is, or I can go and examine it and I know what to possibly think it may be. If I go outside and I see some shit that I ain't never seen before in my life, that's never been described to me, a UAP or whatever you want to call it, bro, I'm gonna flip the fuck out. Like, that shit could drive a motherfucker crazy, bro. And even think about, I know y'all heard it's all these damn movies about people that see aliens and stuff like that and nobody believe them, and then they go crazy because nobody believe them, but you know whoever they're reaching out to don't want to confirm it and make them feel like they never seen nothing, so make them go, man. I just be thinking about that type of shit though. I think I may be okay with reality as I know it right now. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know if I want to know these things, but I do have the curiosity because you do want to be aware. But I want to know, once again, the UAPs that harm these motherfuckers, the UAP that cause some bodily harm, did they fight back? Were we able to fight back and catch some alien bodies? That's why I need to know. Is it possible to catch some alien bodies? If not, if so, then we need to figure out how to get right, you know? What equipment we need, how much that shit costs. We need to figure this shit out. Like, what weapons are these niggas building? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, bro? Niggas out here getting harmed. Like, what we doing, dog? I seen some, like, this one thing Charlamagne always said in the Breakfast Club, like, one thing that's gonna bring humanity together is a threat of aliens, and that shit kind of true. Like, that's one thing we all know we gotta lean on each other for, the threat of aliens. But at the same damn time, when you think about that, and then you think about like shows like The Walking Dead, how even an outside threat could still show humans to be humans. Like at some point in time, if you guys watch The Walking Dead, at some point in time the show stopped being about the fear of the walkers or the zombies. You start to fear the other humans and what they would do for survival, and how they'll throw you under the bus as a fellow human. So I don't even know if the aliens could bring us all together. This shit crazy. This shit crazy. Well, let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. I guess I'll go back to our normal content. But if y'all want to cover more things, y'all think it'd be interesting to see my perspective on shit, send it to me on social media. I'm active now on Twitter like crazy. You can follow me on Instagram. Every single thing is at Stacy. I'm about to start getting active on TikTok. I'm about to get active on every damn platform. Just to spread the reach so we can have a bigger community, so we can continue growing and growing and growing, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Smash the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. We on the way to 60K. We almost there, man. It's your boy Stacy. I'm out.